I welcome you to the series. How do we feel when we hear the cry of an innocent baby? Does it move us into action? The text for our reflection is from the book of Exodus chapter 2 from verse 6 to 10, where we find that the daughter of Pharaoh, upon hearing the cry of the baby Moses, was moved with pity for him, and they made arrangements for his adoption. The theme is the adoption of Moses. It is my aim to use the daughter of Pharaoh as a model of compassion when it comes to the welfare of children. Does the cry of a child move us to feel something within our being? For Pope Francis, the cry of babies is a beautiful homily. This means that the cry of a child is a message to us. A message be heard and acted upon. A message from God. The question is, do we hear this message loud and clear? Isn't it surprising that Pharaoh's own daughter heard the cry of the baby Moses, and instead of acting according to the father's orders, was rather moved with pity? Wasn't the law very clear that every male child of Hebrew descent should be thrown into the river? Yet, Pharaoh's own daughter was filled with compassion. This type of emotion makes one to suffer with the other. In this case, the princess, upon hearing the cry of the baby Moses, suffered with him in a state of abandonment. The question is, how do we feel when we see an abandoned child? Or are we only moved with pity when we hear the cry of our own children? What is our attitude towards children brought into the marriage or into the family from outside? With Pharaoh's daughter as a model, there are 4 things to consider. 1. The cry of any child must move us to take positive action. The cry is a message. It is a cry for help. In the words of the Turkish writer Mehmet Murat Aydin, I quote, "Every time a war ends, under a beautiful sun is the face of a crying child. I see a rainbow of hope over the innocent teardrops," unquote. Hearing the cry must move us to create an environment where hope can be nurtured. 2. Adoption. This is what compassion moves us to consider. The feeling of compassion moves us to take practical steps to help that innocent child. The question that we must ask ourselves anytime we hear the cry of any child is, what can we do? Pharaoh's daughter teaches us that the safety of children must precede issues of insecurity or even the crimes of parents. Oftentimes, we allow negative emotions to take the better part of us. Where adoption is possible, we have to consider it. 3. Financial commitment. The feeling of compassion encourages us to take up financial responsibilities. Pharaoh's daughter surprisingly paid for the upkeep of Moses. The question is, with the financial blessings we enjoy, how much of it do we give to help a crying baby? How much of it do we give for a crying child to have hope? Even when the Israelites were like enemies to the Egyptians, the princess of Egypt still contributed financially to the upkeep of a Hebrew baby. Isn't this inspiring? So what is our excuse? 4. The text says she gave the baby a name. It's revealing to note that it was Pharaoh's daughter that gave the name Moses to the child. How many children are in search of an identity? Can we imagine the impact we will make if we were proactive? Can we imagine the effect when we help a child gain an identity. So what is the conclusion? It is that the adoption of Moses gave him a foundation for his future task of leading God's people. The daughter of Pharaoh played that beautiful role. The cry of children must move us to put our differences aside and respond to the needs of children. This is what gives hope to our world. God bless you.